And sponsor, I do have a couple of questions. One of the things that I think about is, the best time for folks to make their opinions known about an elected official is at the ballot box. And I'm concerned about this recall sort of legislation. But to you, which offices in the two examples that you mentioned in Georgia were the recall elections held for?
Representative Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This would address non-constitutional officers. That'd be a city mayors, aldermen, city council, school board, those types of elected officials, and it provides a means of accountability for the electorate to be able to hold their elected officials accountable.
Back to you, Representative Pearson.
Yes. My question was, in the two examples that you mentioned in Georgia, sponsor, what were the positions that were recalled?
Representative Butler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not exactly sure on what the specifics on that. I just know that it's been used in Georgia.
Okay.
To use that as an
Representative
example.
Pearson, follow up? No?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
So,
go ahead, sir.
Again, I think the electoral process and the way that it is currently designed, where for us it's every 2 years, but for whomever in the city council every 4 years, it presents the best opportunity for individuals to sort of make their voices heard about who they want to represent them and not. And I don't think that's something that we necessarily need to be intervening in. And I look at the grounds and looking at the legal summary here, sponsor, one of the things is lack of confidence, and that's pretty broad discretion. And you mentioned this is going to happen. The percentage is 66%. But for folks like me, right, I won in a special election, so there's a lot less voter turnout, and in my first election at least. And so you have the possibility where it could be 600, 500, 1,000 people who could actually recall someone. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be the tens of thousands. And we know we have the lowest voter turnout in the country in this state due to a lot of our tactics and voter suppression. And so I don't think even that threshold is a good one. I think the reality is when people go to the polls and they select the people to elect them, the time to end that process is if and when they run again. And enough public pressure hopefully get some folks to resign, or if they're doing something that's articulated here, or at least that I'm at least reading in the summary when it comes to the violations of their oath of office or doing things that are wrong, they're the courts for that. But I don't think that's our responsibility or our right to do that. Thank you, Chairman.
All right. You're welcome. And Representative Powell, you're recognized, sir.